You've put a bullet in someone you never met, in a country you were never supposed to be in, on orders that were never written down. And it started with a job application. Level 1, the applicant. You're at your laptop, late night. CIA's website is open. There's a button that says Apply Now. It looks exactly like applying for an accounting job. You fill out the form, hit Submit, wait 6 months. Then one morning, a completely boring email lands in your inbox. We'd like to speak with you. They fly you to Virginia. The building looks like a dentist's office. A man in a gray suit asks you questions for 4 straight hours. Where did you grow up? Have you ever lied to protect someone? Have you ever felt like an outsider? The questions seem random. They're not. Every single one is a test, not of what you know, but of how you respond, how long you pause, whether you get defensive, whether you relax too quickly. Then comes the polygraph, sensors on your chest, your fingers, your arm. The technician asks quietly, have you ever committed a crime you weren't caught for? Here's what they don't tell you yet. Polygraphs can't actually detect lies. What they can do is make you think they can. And when you think the machine knows, you stop trying to hide things. You tell the truth. A physical letter arrives in the mail. You've been accepted into the clandestine service trainee program. Something in your chest shifts. This is real. Level 2, the farm. Camp Peary, Virginia. 9,000 acres of forest, shooting ranges, and training facilities that don't appear on public maps. Everyone inside calls it the farm. You'll be here for 18 months. 5 a.m. runs, defensive driving at 90 miles an hour in reverse, lockpicking, how to photograph a document on a table without anyone seeing you do it. But the part nobody prepares you for emotionally, you learn how to make people trust you. Not in a friendly way, in a calculated, surgical way. You study what makes a person feel understood, what makes them feel safe, and more importantly, what makes them feel like they owe you something. Everyone who can be turned against their own country fits into 4 categories. They need money, they believe in a cause, they're being pressured, or their ego is starving. Your job for the rest of your career is to look at a stranger and figure out which door to push open. Some people quit during this phase, not because they fail the physical tests, because they can't sit with what's being asked of them. You discover quietly that you can. You graduate in the top 15%. They hand you a badge and a cover identity, a name that isn't yours, a life that isn't yours, ready to wear. Your real career begins now. Level 3, the case officer. First posting, an embassy in Eastern Europe. Officially, you're a political attaché. You have a real office, a real title, a real diplomatic list your name sits on. Unofficially, you're hunting. You attend dinner parties and remember everything. You shake hands with government officials you're secretly profiling. You write reports that go into classified cables back to Washington. And slowly, carefully, you find your first target. He's a mid-level foreign ministry official, smart, a little sad around the eyes, access to diplomatic cables Washington desperately wants to read, and a gambling problem. 8 months of friendship. You meet at casinos. You lose on purpose. You buy drinks. You listen to him the way nobody in his actual life does. When he loses badly one night, you quietly cover it, just between friends. Then a little more, then more after that. By the time he realizes what's happening, he owes you $50,000 and you haven't asked for a single thing yet. You don't ask him to betray his country. That framing would terrify him. You just ask him to share a few documents, low-level stuff, just enough to clear the debt. He agrees. He has no real choice. You file the report. Your supervisor gives you a slow nod, the CIA version of a standing ovation. That night, you pour a drink and stare out the window and feel something complicated that you don't have a name for. You put it in a box, close the lid. You've already started getting good at that. Level 4. The knock. Most CIA officers have a safety net. Diplomatic cover means if you get caught somewhere you shouldn't be, you flash credentials, get escorted to the airport, go home. Embarrassing, not dangerous. They offer you something with no safety net at all. Non-official cover, knock, pronounced knock. No diplomatic status, no embassy to run to. If you're caught, the CIA doesn't know you, the State Department doesn't know you, the President doesn't know you. You're just a person who broke a foreign country's laws. In some countries, that means prison. In others, it means something worse, in a place no one will ever find you. You say yes. They build you a complete fake life. You're a management consultant. You work for a firm that has real offices and real clients and is entirely a front. Your neighbors think you're just an expat working too hard. Your family thinks you left government years ago. The people who know the truth can be counted on one hand, and you haven't seen any of them in 2 years. One night, around month 3, you catch yourself in the bathroom mirror, and for just a second, you can't tell which version of yourself is looking back. You splash water on your face. You have a meeting in the morning. Level 5. The paramilitary. Your cover nearly gets blown in Beirut. A local intelligence service starts watching you. You spot the tail and A-board clean, but you're compromised. That entire region is permanently off the table. They offer you a different path, the Special Activities Center, paramilitary operations, the people the CIA sends when information alone isn't enough. 6 months of the hardest training you've ever done, close quarters combat, demolitions, high-altitude jumps, SERE, what to do when you're captured and someone is trying to break you. First deployment, Afghanistan. 3 months in the mountains, growing a beard, eating local food, working with militia fighters whose loyalty you can never fully verify. You call in airstrikes on coordinates given to you by informants. You watch through binoculars as buildings turn to rubble. Sometimes the intelligence is right. Bad people who were planning worse things are gone. Sometimes the intelligence is wrong. You don't let yourself sit with that. There's another mission tomorrow. You put it in the box with everything else. When you rotate out, they give you a medal for a mission that will never appear in any record. You put it at the bottom of your bag. That night, you call your mother. She asks how work is going. You say, busy, same old stuff. Level 6, the team leader. 5 years in, you're promoted. 8 people are now your responsibility. Libya. Gaddafi is falling. The country is tearing itself apart, and somewhere in the chaos are chemical weapons, mustard gas, possibly sarin, that every militia in the country is trying to grab first. 6 weeks in Tripoli, 2-hour sleep rotations, safe houses that change every 48 hours, bribing people who might be lying to you, moving only at night. You find the caches. 15 tons of chemical weapons the official report said didn't exist. No safe way to move them, so you destroy them in place. Last night, heading to extraction, your convoy gets hit. One of your men dies. His name was Danny. His daughter had just learned to walk. You carry Torres, wounded, bleeding, half a mile through streets while rounds snap past your head. You feel his blood soaking through your shirt. You don't let go. The helicopter comes. You get everyone out who's still breathing. The mission is classified a success. 2 weeks later, you write a letter to Danny's wife. You can't tell her where he died or what it meant. You write that he served with honor, that he was brave. Every word is true. The letter is still a lie. Level 7. The station chief. 15 years in. Your shoulder dislocates if you move it wrong. Your knees need 10 minutes every morning. The ringing in your ears from too many close explosions. That one's permanent. You're 42 and feel like something much older. They give you chief of station, Senior CIA officer in an entire country. Every operation, every asset, every piece of intelligence flows through you. You sleep 4 hours a night. You haven't taken a vacation in 3 years. Your marriage ended during your second Middle East posting. Not with a fight, just with two people realizing one of them was never really there. Your kids are in college. Good people. They know the edited version of you, the one who works in government. Some nights that's the thing that sits heaviest. Level 8. The black site. There's a facility that doesn't officially exist. They ask you to run it. Inside, cells, interrogation rooms, a medical unit to keep the detainees alive. These are people captured in raids across a dozen countries, never formally arrested, never seen a lawyer. As far as any legal system on Earth is concerned, they vanished. Your job is to get information out of them. The official term is enhanced interrogation, sleep deprivation, stress positions, waterboarding. Legal memos exist saying it's permitted. Classified assessments exist saying it works. Most nights you believe it was necessary. Some nights you're staring at the ceiling at 2 in the morning, thinking about a specific face, not a threat assessment number, a face, and wondering if what you got was worth what it cost. Not to them, to you. You run the facility for 2 years. You leave without asking who replaces you. You don't want to know. Level 9. The Division Director. Back at Langley, the same building you first walked into as a nervous kid. Now you pass the memorial wall, 139 stars in white marble. No names, just stars. 2 of those are from operations you designed. You brief the president. You sit in the situation room and recommend drone strike targets. You authorize operations in countries where America has no official presence. You testify before Senate committees in sessions with no transcripts, giving answers that are technically true and deliberately incomplete. The senators don't want details. They want results and deniability. You give them both. The machine runs. Some of what it does prevents attacks. Some of what it does creates exactly the conditions for more attacks. At this level, you're not really steering anymore. You're just keeping it moving. Level 10. The Ghost. 30 years. Thursday afternoon. Conference room at Langley. 50 people who know who you actually are. The director gives a speech about sacrifice and service. Some of your colleagues are crying. They give you the Distinguished Intelligence Cross, highest civilian award the CIA offers, in a small box. You can't display it, you can't explain it, you can't tell a single person outside this room what you did to earn it. You sign the final paperwork, drive home, pull into the driveway, sit in the car for a few minutes. Inside the house, there's a photograph on the shelf that's traveled with you to every posting, every safe house, every rotation. You're young in it, laughing. You can't remember now what was funny. First morning of retirement, you wake up at 5 automatically and lie there for 20 minutes before remembering there's nowhere to be. The pension is good. The health care is good. But there's a specific kind of alone that comes with this life, and retirement doesn't touch it. The people who knew the real you are either dead or scattered. The people who knew you before have been living with a character you created. You still clock every exit in every room you enter. You still walk the perimeter of your property some nights at 3 a.m. looking for threats that aren't there. The ear still rings. There are things in your memory that will be there on the last day. Assets who trusted you and paid for it. Operations that went wrong. Decisions you'd make the same way again. And somehow, that's the hardest part of all. When you die, there will be a star on that wall. No name, just a star. Right now, somewhere, a 23-year-old has the CIA website open on their laptop. They're thinking about purpose, about adventure, about being part of something that actually matters. They're picturing the movies. They have no idea. They'll find out. They always do.